Hi guys, and welcome to a new devlog of my indie game Raidborn, which is a sandbox action RPG set in an adventurous fantasy world. Follow me along and enjoy interesting behind the scenes footage and actively participate in the development of the game. But now let's see what I have for you today. A brand new rope trap, new destructible traps, and additional spike traps. First thing I would like to show you are the new rope traps I initially didn't plan to do. I actually had this idea recently and I thought, hey, it would be super cool to add it, so I just did it. And it started with creating a rig for each of the traps. And the way it works is that one bone represents a link of the chain, and later in the game I will add physics to all of those bones and will connect them with a joint. So after I implemented everything to the game, did some coding and so on and so forth, it was time to test the basic functionality in game. And as you can see, I have this white box here, and the way it works is that if you shoot that white box, which of course later will be replaced with an actual model, that box gets destroyed and the trap gets activated. In that case, it's a chandelier trap, and as you can see, at that point it still has some issues as the chandelier is rotating a little bit weirdly. Next I was testing the Morningstar Trap in-game, and as you can see I got rid of that white box still. The model isn't yet ready, we will take a look at this later, and I think especially the Morningstar Trap is very cool. After that I thought, it's pretty cool, but it's missing something, so I added a fitting Morningstar impact sound to the game, and I think it looks and sounds especially much better now. Another functionality I added is that the player is able to use that activator you see here to enable a trap. And that's pretty cool because that will allow the player to activate traps from the distance and will give me some possibilities to place this in the levels. I think it's pretty cool, and I will make use of those activators in the future a little bit more, but that is what we'll take a look at sometime in the future. After I was happy with that, I still thought that something was missing, and that of course were the blood particles, so it was time to add them. Although that already looked pretty cool, I decided to play around with the particles a little bit more. I parent them to the AI sometimes I didn't parent them, took a look at how that feels, and I also increased the amount of blood that the particle system is emitting. Now that the mechanics did work and I was pretty happy with the results, it was time to make an actual trap model for all the different traps, as I have said earlier. And that is what you see me doing here. I'm doing trap models for the Morningstar Trap and for the different chandelier traps. Then it was time to add them to the game. Additionally, I also created a new wood break sound effect and a smoke particle and added them to the spike trap, and now I think overall it feels and sounds pretty cool, but listen yourself. Next it was time to create some more destructible traps, and it again started in Blender with modeling those new traps. And the reason I'm doing that is I thought, hey, I already have the system there. I introduced it a few devlogs ago, if you may remember, and I thought, hey, let's create some more destructible traps. And that particular ones are for the caves, for, if I'm building those kind of goblin towns and constructions and stuff, and I think that fits there pretty well. And yeah, later you will see it looks a little bit weird if I add it to my sandbox dungeon scene where I'm testing stuff and playing around. But yeah, we will take a look at it in a second. Okay, now here we are in game, taking a look at those new Destructible Traps, and I think they look pretty cool, and I really like how they appear, and it feels very cool to destroy them and to kill enemies with it. Another idea I had was that I could actually combine the rope trap with the Destructible Trap, and that is what you see here. Then I also added some additional spike traps, especially for castle ruins or for the castle themed dungeons. And as you can see, those traps are very devastating, especially the last one. Tell me, what is your favorite? And now I'm really curious to hear what you think about the new traps. And as you could see, really this devlog was dedicated to all the traps, because I know step by step we'll close the gaps, we'll fill in the missing stuff to create a playable beta for you guys to be able to share with you and to get actual feedback. That was it for today's episode. I wish you a wonderful day. Stay cool and see you next week.